Yeah. So, I'm officially old. And it's not an age thing or anything. It's more of a lifestyle thing. I was at South by Southwest just recently. In the middle of one of the venues, I snuck into the bathroom and got into a stall by myself so I could put on some more Gold Bond. When you're treating Gold Bond like it's blow, you're old. You know, if I get a weekend to myself, I'm dumping that shit out into my desk and pretending like my cock's Tony Montana and Scarface. I was like, yeah! Going at it. That's what makes you old. When your idea of a party is to go to Bed Bath & Beyond to buy a mattress topper. You're like, woo! Alright, I had some sleep tonight! This is my self-help book. I wrote a self-help book. Somebody the joke just writes itself right there. It was me. But yeah, it's Get Up, a 12-step recovery, 12-step guide to recovery for misfits, freaks, and weirdos. And it's I'm gonna read a section of this called "Where Everybody Doesn't Know Your Name." On 16th Street in San Francisco, there's this bar called the Kilowatt. This is where I drink on Sunday mornings with the boys. Oh, and I mentioned earlier in here, I had a different bar for every day of the week, so I didn't look like such a drunk. I just come down here once a week, man. I'm like, these guys are these losers here every day. It's good, a good system. Many were the Sunday afternoons when I'd bid farewell to the boys and stagger off to the BART station to make my way home to catch HBO's Sunday night lineup with a nightcap of bourbon. All in all, on a good day indeed, spent drinking well over a quart of whiskey. I thought if I quit drinking, I'd let everyone down. They'd miss me. The bar wouldn't be the same without one of the boys, would it? I was the literary one of the bar. I imagined myself to be the Fraser of the 16th Street Cheers. I was the hard-drinking, underappreciated in his own time writer whose published book had unfortunately been ahead of its time. There was no way I could let them see me in the bar during football without a drink. It would be much like seeing Barry Bonds look after a pop fly in his later years, or watching a boxer pass his prime step into the ring, or listen to the Aerosmith album they did right after they quit doing cocaine. It wouldn't be right. Luckily for me, I got sober in February as the Super Bowl was wrapping up the NFL postseason. I approached the bartender, Andy. I'm thinking about getting sober, I admitted. That's a great idea, he said without hesitation. When your bartender wants you to quit, it's time. Further than that, if you don't know who the worst drunk in your favorite bar is, it's you. When you quit, someone else becomes the worst drunk in the bar. They've all been comparing themselves to you, saying, at least I'm not that guy. Quitting is threatening to them. Your drinking validates their drinking. You may know a lot of people who drink as much as you. You also know a lot of other alcoholics. Drinking during the day, drinking whiskey in the morning didn't seem odd to me. I knew plenty of other people who did it. Most people I knew did it, because I created a world of problem drinkers around me. The people I knew drink every single day after work in the same bars. That fall, I returned to the Kilowatt with about half a year sober. Andy poured me a root beer, and I handed him some poems I'd written since he'd seen me last. What are you reading? One of the boys asked. Some of Bucky's new shit, Andy told him. Who's Bucky? This guy, Andy said. He looked right at me. No recognition whatsoever. Nice to meet you, he said. It hit me. He didn't know me. I looked around the bar at the rest of the boys. There was Panama hat, guy drinks Corona with lime, Redskins fan with a ponytail. I didn't know these guys. They didn't know me. They weren't my friends at all. They were random jerks at the bar, and I was a more random jerk from off the street. I mean, two poems. This one's new. Wild Bill has a tattoo of his own hand on his chest. You can tell it's his hand because the hand that is in the tattoo has the same tattoos that are on his hand. Right underneath that, it says, "Fuck you, cop." I asked him why he got it. He said, this way when I get arrested and my hands are cuffed, I can still flip off the cops. I said, what if you get arrested and you don't have your shirt off? He said, bro, if I'm acting out enough to get arrested, I have my shirt off. All right. Yeah, I do have a weekly show. I'm usually at the Dark Room every Wednesday with a comedy show. If you guys want to come by, it'd be awesome. Every Wednesday, except for right now, and that would be great. And also, yeah, there's a bunch of books right there. I also have CDs here. I have a few CDs of a show that I recorded right here at this very stage, the Hemlock, and I'm selling those for $5 tonight. If you want one of those. All right. What makes you feel older? Grow the fuck up. I was trying to think of what's old. What makes you feel old? I'll tell you what. A punk show. Nothing like a good punk show to make you feel old. So this is called Anatomy of the Pit. The bodies in the pit spin like stories in the imagination of an old man. I don't know how to describe the feeling, but I would never use the word lonely. It can exist without any one person, but stops existing without everyone. I don't know how to describe the motion, but I would never use the word dancing. That first pit, I felt like I belonged. Here were people like me who've been beating until the beating didn't hurt anymore. These bodies carved on, drawn upon, with heart-shaped bruises. These bodies treated as targets and magnets of scorn. I was them and they were me, and we were no longer ourselves. Hold my jacket is just one way my people say, I love you. We have 5 other words and phrases for love. They are vinyl, guest list, all ages, play faster, and this band sucks. Geodes can form in any cavity that is buried. Pits can form in any show that is crowded. The interior of most common geodes contains quartz crystals. The interior of most common pits contains young, angry people. The size of the crystals, their form and shade of color make each geode unique. The size of the people, their age, and shades of anger make each pit unique. Geode slices are sometimes dyed with artificial colors, as are often the people who make up the pit. New Year's Eve, 1988, Bernard's Pub, St. Louis. It was snowing so hard, few showed up to the club. Just me and 30 skinheads. I went there not to see the show, but to see Lisa Cyrus, the most beautiful girl in St. Louis. But she wasn't there. The Skins formed a pit, but the band wouldn't play fast enough. They were some new wave disaster. The Skins didn't care. They swirled in galactic spiral arms, a universe of Doc's white t-shirts and red braces. I picked out one freshly shaven head, gleaming North Star bright, and wished on it for Lisa to come. About 11, she showed up. It had been several months. I had moved to LA, was back in St. Louis for Christmas. Face to face with her, I forgot every word I planned out on the plane. There was an awkward lull. I blurted out, "This band sucks." She pulled me close to her by the lapels of my leather jacket and kissed in the new year. Around us, the Skins moshed to music only they could hear. Outside, it continued to snow. It was a hell of a way to start 1989. While opening for 7 seconds with his band Unified Field Theory, Nikola Tesla formed the first pit ever in Los Alamos, New Mexico. Albert Einstein denied its existence, but Niels Bohr claimed to have predicted them. It's been a long time since I've been in a pit. My bruises disappeared like forgotten stories. It looks a lot more like dancing now, seems a lot more lonely, but maybe it's just this old man's imagination.